morning at Auburn Hills and I almost broke up. Don't start this. Ron, thank you very much for your remarks today, but I think it's much more important that you and Brian Deese be here to celebrate this moment. I can tell all of you that I have spent a lot of time in Washington in 2009, and especially with Ron, that there were no stronger advocates for the survival of Chrysler than Brian and Ron. They took on a number of skeptics who saw another fate for Chrysler, and were very fortunate, ultimately, that their views prevailed. Anyway, good afternoon to all of you, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, elected officials and honored guests. I thank you for being with us on this important day. June 10th, 2009, barely 2 years ago, what now appears to be a very distant past, represented a new beginning for all of us. For me, who had just arrived at Chrysler to begin this turnaround, for you who have been through several trying months and even years full of trepidation and uncertainty, and for Chrysler, the organization as a whole, Chrysler had just emerged from bankruptcy in one of the darkest periods in its history. And even though we knew little about each other, we all hoped that somehow we would rebuild this company and restore it to its rightful place. We were united by the same passion, the kind of passion that only great projects can inspire. It was a day of celebration because after months of uncertainty, we finally knew that we had a chance to build a future. And we were encouraged by the fact that someone believed in us, and from that moment forward, we were able to take our destiny back into our hands. And that joy was conditioned by the sense of responsibility that we all shared. Not just for the privilege we've been given of helping an American icon get back up on its feet, but more importantly, for our moral obligation to justify the support that American and Canadian taxpayers have given us. We knew that we had to live up to the expectations of those who had made sacrifices on our behalf. On that day, we made a promise to our fellow citizens, both in the United States and in Canada, that we would succeed and that we would repay their trust. And that promise was not only to them, but it was first of all to ourselves. I'm pleased to announce that significantly in advance of the initial plan, in a little more than 23 months, not 2 years, a little more than 23 months from the momentous day, we have fulfilled our promise. We have received confirmation this morning at 10:13 a.m. from Citigroup that Chrysler Group repaid with interest by wire transfer to the United States Treasury and by bank transfer to the Canadian government every penny that had been loaned less than 2 years ago.